Hi everybody, welcome to your strength-based yoga class for the day. As usual, we are going to start in a seated position connecting with our breath before we start the active flow. Join me wherever you're comfortable, palms facing towards the sky. Closing the eyes down, we're just going to take 6 rounds of deep breathing here. When you are ready, begin inhaling deeply from the navel, feeling the lift and expansion as you inhale. Hold for a moment at the top. And on your exhale, we're going to audibly exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale, begin again from the navel, lifting and filling, holding for a moment at the top, audible exhale through the mouth. Inhale, hold. This time when you exhale, reach the tongue out of your mouth. Here we go. Inhale. Lift and fill, hold for a moment. Now like you're a dragon, opening through the exhale with the mouth. 2 more, inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale, hold, and audibly exhale. Now allow the breath to return to its natural, effortless pace. Connect for a moment with your strength. Imagine a fire or a flame, maybe a ball of light within you, sitting at your navel. This light is your personal power. It's your motivation. It's your stamina and courage. Connect with that light. And at any point throughout this day, whether it's during the workout or through something else in your life, connect back with this light and remind yourself that you have within you everything you need to be successful, to feel fulfilled, and to be joyful. Connect with that light and let it be whatever it is you need. And when you visualize it fully, allow the eyes to open and gently and comfortably join me in a standing position. With our feet parallel, we're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, drop down. Just a couple times, inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, dropping down. We're going to begin our active postures now. Inhale, stand tall. Kiss the hands, the palms together. Exhale, reach forward, swan dive as you fold forward. Fingertips come to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the palms to shins, pulling the navel to the spine, creating a neutral spine. On your next exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway again. And exhale, fold. Third time, inhale, halfway lift, creating an opening in the hamstrings, yawning them forward. Exhale, hands plant down on the mat behind you, coming into a plank position. Holding here. Lighting up through those thighs, zipping the thighs together, zipping the ankles together. Imagining there's a wall behind your heels, not letting them drop, but igniting them high, shoulders away from the ears, holding this stillness. We're holding in stillness here to create stability in the body. Feel your core light up. Imagine that light, the flame, the little ball of fire within you, growing here as you hold your body in stillness. Through the stillness, see those flames start to roar within you. Connecting, diving deeper. Can you lift even more out of your wrists? Pushing into down dog in one more breath cycle. Inhale fully. Exhale, push to down dog. Pedal out those feet, right and left, right and left. Back to plank pose on your exhale, holding once more in stillness. Right here, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine you're lifting out of your wrists, lifting onto the balls of the feet even more. Connect with that breath. Hold in stillness. Maybe you feel your core shaking as you pull your navel to your spine, pushing back to down dog. On your next exhale, join me in down dog. Yawning those hamstrings open as you pedal out right and left. When you're ready, start to walk those hands to meet your feet. Inch warming up, planting those feet about a hip's distance apart as you rise on your next inhale into chair. Your chair can have your hands together in prayer position or over your ears, holding your chair pose here, deeply bending through the knees, opening across the sit bones, imagining you have lightning beams shooting out from your booty. Open across your sacrum as you sink 1 inch lower, holding here, creating stability in these static holds, creating a pulsing motion in our next 3, 2, 1. Join me. Down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Hands can come to heart center. We're moving so slowly here, so intentionally. You want to feel every bit of this burn. Keep it going. Lift and lower. You should feel the glutes working, the outer glutes working, your quads firing, the hamstrings tightening, and your calves contracting as you press into the ground. Come on, you got this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold this chair position. We're going to take breath to movement. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So good. Exhale, drop it back down. On your inhale, as you lift, you squeeze everything in the lower body and you drop it down. So we feel some relief coming out of those pulses, but it's not actually a break at the top because you're squeezing and engaging. Now we're going to take this a step further. If it's comfortable in your body, on your lifts, you come onto the balls of feet and you drop back down. Inhale, lift onto the balls, drop back down. You got this. It's breath to movement. You should feel a little spike in your heart rate, but nothing major yet. You got it. Keep going. Really feel the intensity in your body. From the deepest layer of your muscles, feel the contraction. It's through these slow, deep, and intentional motions that we find that next level of strength. Not just the one that's visible on the outside when people look at your body, but the one that's on the inside that helps you push even harder. Last 2, last 1, hold the lift. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Bring the feet together, coming back into chair pose with our legs totally zipped up. We're finding a chair twist here, so sink lower. Press the palms into each other. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Navel pulls in. Exhale, twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now check your knees. If one knee is deeply pressing beyond the other, pull it back. You want those hips in line, knees in one line. You're creating a stretch through the side body here. An up-level challenge is for you to bring your gaze back down the center, onto the ground. Lift the left heel, coming onto the balls of the foot with the left. This is an added balance challenge. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale and exhale. Drop it down, back to center. Lift for a moment if you need. Arrive back in the expression, hands to heart center, and twist over to the opposite side. Switching directions for you here to see. Lift and press. Check back in with those knees. Maybe you connect with your up level by bringing the gaze to the ground in front of you and lifting that right heel off the ground. Just an added challenge here. It's totally optional. And press the heel back down to the ground. Connect back and center. Dynamic movements here. Lift and squeeze. Exhale, drop. Moving a little quicker now. Drop and lift. Adding in the lift onto the balls of foot if it's comfortable and available to you. Squeezing so deeply. My thighs are already shaking. You got this. This strength-based yoga is such a great addition to any workout routine. Even if you go on to do more exercise today, this is the one where you're building the deep strength. You got it. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Hold the chair. 1 more round of pulses. Join me when you're ready. It's 1 inch down, 1 inch up. My legs are totally zipped up still. So I have no space between my knees, no space between my ankles, and I'm staying in my work zone. These pulses become really easy when I lift really high. We're staying in our work zone. Navel pulls back even more. You can even place your hand on your belly and on your low back to make sure that your navel is deeply contracted. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and lift. Whew. There we go. Inhale, lift to mountain. Exhale, fold. You got it. Back to our beginning. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Walk back into a plank. Joining me, hands and knees. Quadruped position, moving into some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly towards the ground. Gently look up. Exhale, tuck the chin and round. Inhale, drop the belly and look up. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. 3 more times at your own count. When you're ready, join me back in a neutral spine, tucking the toes under, lifting into your lifted hands and knees posture. We move 1 inch down, 1 inch up. You've been here before. Tighten through the thighs. Coming back to our stillness, finding that stability in 4, 3, 2, and hold. Still in your lifted tabletop. We're now going to take hip dips. You dip one hip to the side and other hip to the side. Now we're not twisting, falling. We're just gently dipping the hips as if you were kissing your side glute into the ground. You got it. Feeling the obliques contract, feeling your thighs working deeply here. For 4, 3, 2, 1, join me back in plank, holding that strength, holding stability. You got this. 3, 2, push to down dog. Feel that relief through the legs. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, bring the right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift, right knee to nose. Inhale, lift, right knee, left elbow. And lift. One more time. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee to the nose. Right knee, left elbow. And press it back. Down dog once again. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. And lift. Exhale, left knee right to the nose. And lift. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. One more time. You got this. Left to left. And lift. Left to nose. And lift. Left to right. And press it back. Dropping back onto those knees. Coming into an embryo pose. This means you're all zipped up through the thighs, and your torso drapes onto the thighs, reaching the hands forward, letting the forehead touch the mat or the ground. Resting here for 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, press your palms into the ground, lifting the forearms off the mat, coming back into your tabletop, tucking the toes, moving through down dog. One more time. Down dog to plank on the exhale. Back to down dog. Lift the right leg high. Exhale, bring the right foot between hands. You're in your low lunge here. Keeping that back leg lifted off the ground unless absolutely necessary. On your next inhale, pressing into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lifting. We have one leg extended behind us, deeply contracted. There's no drop. Deeply contracted and long. The other leg comes into a 90 degree. Tuck the tail, pull the navel back. Hands stay overhead if it's available to you. If not, they can come to the hips or heart center. Find this length here. You got this. From here, we step to an airplane, which means You bring that back leg up off the ground. Warrior 3 or airplane position. Hands can come behind you or they can come to heart center. Now from here, an optional up level is to bring those fingertips to the ground into a half split. If that's not possible for you, you hold the airplane. And we press back to our crescent. That's where we move. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back to warrior 3. Touch it down for the half split if it's available. And lift back to warrior 3. Press it back. Now we're going to take it a little faster. Here we go. Lift, airplane, touch it down, lift it back. Crescent, airplane, touch it down, back to airplane. Crescent, airplane, touch it down, and lift. Here we go. Back, forward, fingertips, and lift. You got this. Connect with your breath. And lift. Crescent, airplane, touch it down, back to airplane. Last one. Crescent, airplane, touch it down and hold. Everybody meet me here. If you need to put a deep bend in the leg to meet me here, that's okay. Everybody, we're pulsing it out with a single leg squat. Point the toes through that extended left leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back, low lunge. You've got this. Exhale, bring that right leg back, finding big motions. Circles, it can be forward and back. You can simply just shake it out like you're wagging a tail. Find that blood circulation and plant that right foot back down. Other side. Inhale, lift with the left leg. Exhale, bring that foot between the hands. You're in your lifted low lunge here. Inhale into crescent. Here we go. Remember, we are strong through that back leg. Our tail is tucked, navel pulls to the spine. We're going for 90 degrees with the front leg. If hands cannot come overhead, they come to heart center or maybe hips. Here we go. Lift. Slowly step forward to warrior 3 or airplane. And then we touch it down. Here we go. You got it. Press it back up to airplane and back to our crescent. One more time, slow. Lift out of crescent, airplane, touch it down, lift back up to airplane, crescent lunge, picking up the pace. Here we go. Crescent, airplane, touch it down, back to airplane. Crescent, airplane, half split, back to airplane. Crescent lunge, airplane, touch your fingertips, back to airplane. Got it. Crescent, airplane, little bend as you stretch and lift. Crescent lunge, airplane arms, touch it down and press it back. You've got it. Crescent, airplane, touch it down, back to airplane. Crescent lunge, airplane arms, half split, back to airplane. 2 more. Crescent, airplane, fingertips, back to airplane, and meet me in your crescent lunge. Holding here. You've got it. Hold. Meet me back in airplane, slowly. Meet me back in our half split, slowly. Remember, if you need to put a bend in the knees, you can. We pulse it right here. Pulse. Drop, bending deeply in the left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back to that low lunge. Bringing the right knee back behind you. Creating big range of motion with circles, forward and back, or shaking it out like you have a dog's tail. And bringing that left leg down. Meet me in downward dog. You've got it. Resting here for just a moment. Pedal it out right and left, right and left. Coming back to plank as a transition. Holding here. Inhale fully, press out of the wrists. Exhale, drop the knees down. Pressing back into embryo once more. Your torso just drapes onto the thighs. Hands are extended in front of you. On your next inhale, press the palms into the ground, lift the arms off the ground, press back into your tabletop, and meet me in an easy pose. Seated posture, and making your way onto your back. Working the core here. Take both legs overhead. Palms reach to the mat. Pressing the navel to the spine, we want to make sure the low back stays glued to the ground. It never lifts. So find a challenge point here, reaching your toes towards the ground where you feel it catch. Meaning if you go any lower than that, your low back is going to pop off the ground. You don't want the low back off the ground. So at your challenge point, wherever it is, begin to split the legs ever so slightly. We're going to start a scissor kick right here. We go in and in. Just scissor kicking at your challenge point where the low belly stays deeply contracted to the ground. Now take your hands behind your head, elbows pointing out wide to the right and to the left. Lift your chest. Keeping the scissor kick going. You've got this. Now maybe you drop a little bit lower in that challenge position, and we're going to push our pace, moving quicker with those flutter kicks in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Smaller range of motion. Lift off the chest even more, as if just your upper ribs are touching the ground. Shoulder blades are off the mat. Press lower. Imagine I place a brick on your belly button. You have that much weight holding your low back to the ground. For 4, 3, 2, bring the knees to the chest. Pulling them in. Great work. Extending the legs long as you rock a few times up and down, coming into a low boat pose. Here we go, stamping the soles of the feet onto the ground. Low boat pose. We have a bend in our knees. I'm using my hands to hold the back of my hamstrings. What I'm focusing on here is creating a C curve or a boat pose through my back by pushing my navel back into my spine and rounding deeply. You've been practicing this with all those cat-cows. So find that deep, sharp C curve with your spine. We're focusing on the lowest abdominal muscles here. All we do is hold here or extend our arms out wide to the sides, depending on your fitness level. And from here, we move 1 inch back and 1 inch forward. Remember, when we move in the muscle contraction, it's not about the range of motion. In fact, if I were to take this motion really big, I would be out of the ab work altogether. So I stay slow, I keep a small range of motion, and I envision just those lowest abdominal muscles squeezing tighter and tighter with every lift. If you need to bring the hands back behind the hamstrings as you lift, do so. We've got this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a hold. Hold it here. Extend those feet out if you can. Hold it here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Start to lower down to the mat, reaching all the way onto your back. Take hands overhead. Reach your toes so long, the fingertips so long that you are one piece of Play-Doh being stretched, 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 and relax. Finding yourself in your Savasana posture, laying on your back, the toes fall to either side. Bring the shoulders away from the ears and rest the tops of your hands on the ground. Your eyes can stay open. Perhaps you're going to move from this yoga series into another form of exercise. Maybe you're going to do a HIIT video. Maybe you're going to go for a run, a bike ride, a swim. If you are someone who's about to jump into another round of activity, keep those eyes open, stay alert, but feel your body deeply. And if this was your workout for the day, if you are feeling ready to relax after this, close your eyes down. Let yourself feel fully supported by the ground. And just express gratitude wherever you are, whatever you're about to do. Express gratitude for this moment. If you're somebody who's looking for ways to go deeper in your yoga practice, connect with me personally on social media. My accounts are linked here in the descriptions, in the comments. And you can also drop a comment saying you're interested in learning more about building a yoga practice that's going to increase your flexibility, stamina, and strength. Empowered Yogi is a yoga-based program that I have just for you. Make sure you're reaching out to me if you want more details. Stay here in your Savasana. Continue after this video ends to be in the atmosphere of your energy, your strength. Or if you're ready, you can join me in a seated posture, eyes closed down or focused on a single point. 3 deep inhales and exhales. Begin when you're ready. Through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Every time you lift, feel expansion across the ribs. Every time you exhale, feel that release, the relaxation, the peace. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let it all out. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you are eager to learn more about how yoga can work for you in building flexibility, stamina, and strength in your body, please make sure you're reaching out to me so I can share with you the details about our upcoming program, Empowered Yogi. Thank you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.